Today I fucked up when I forgot I had a twin sister. So my twin sister and I live in the same city and have very similar jobs. She's a UX researcher and I'm a UX, UI designer. One day, before the pandemic, I was out shopping at a grocery store and I noticed that a man I had never met before, looking at me and smiling. I started to get creeped out, returned his gaze with a glare, and hurried through my shopping. When I got to the checkout line, he hurried over to be in the same line as me, and I really started to get freaked out. Finally, while I was walking out to my car, he rushed out and at this point I'm shook. I pull out my pepper spray, point it at him, and shout "Fuck off dude." With absolute horror and fear on his face he said, "Whoa, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a while and I was wondering how work was going." Confused and freaked out, all I could muster was a what? I wanted to ask how the UX research education program is going. I really enjoyed the presentation you gave to my team and I just wanted to say that we're starting to do unmoderated A/B tests. I had given research presentations to engineering teams at my company before, so I started to think he worked at my company. Oh my god. Do you work at my company? He looked helpless. No. Wait, did you leave twins company? Then it dawned on me. I would have been embarrassed if it weren't for the immediate sense of relief I felt when I realized this man wasn't trying to wear my skin. I lowered my pepper spray armed hand and said, "Oh my god, I am so sorry. You must know my twin sister, name. I am so sorry. Exclamation mark. Name, has a twin? Question mark. He looked shocked and relieved. We both ended up laughing and he apologized for his aggressive behavior. I apologized on behalf of my twin, who failed to mention I existed. Though in her defense, and my own, it's really hard to work into a professional conversation. BTW. I have a twin sister that looks just like me and doesn't work far from here. If you think you see me out and about, be cautious. It may be my twin sister and she will pepper spray you." Too long didn't read. I nearly pepper sprayed a man because he thought I was my twin sister and was being aggressively friendly, which I mistook as predatory behavior. Edit. Thank you for all of the love, especially the hilarious twin stories. I smiled and laughed so much reading the comments. Always amazing finding people with similar experiences. Second edit. To all the men who are now afraid of being pepper sprayed, try to remember that it is far less likely for you to maced for being friendly than it is for a woman to be sexually assaulted. Smiley face. Now go suck an enthusiastically consenting butt. Years ago when I was in college I sat beside a lovely young girl who was as friendly as can be. After several days of classes and getting to know her a bit, I saw her again on campus. I said hello to her and she looked like she didn't know me. She said, "Oh, I'm so-and-so's sister." Cool, she had an identical twin. A few weeks later I saw her again and said hello. "Are you not sister 1? Nope. Are you not sister 2? Nope. They were identical triplets. I shit you not. And a few weeks later I saw her again and said hello. "Are you not sister 1? Nope. Are you not sister 2? Nope. Are you not sister 3? Nope. They were identical quadruplets." I have a twin as well, and one day I was waiting at a subway station and this woman who sat across me kept staring at me. So when we got onto the train, she kept looking at me and sat next to me. I was about to say, "Why are starting at me like that?" Thank God I didn't. So she suddenly asked me, "Do you have a twin sister?" Since I have a twin sister I said yes. My sister and I aren't quite identical, so I wondered how she recognized me. In my defense, I'm really not good when it comes to remembering names and faces. So we started talking. She told me that my sister did work experience where she works. Thank God I didn't say, "Yes, my sister did her work experience at the sports club." Well, she then continues to describe to me how nicely my sister had worked with the children in her kindergarten. Well shit, then it clicked. My sister hates children, but I've done my work experience in a kindergarten. So then for an hour-long train ride I pretended to be my sister talking about myself with a woman whom I had worked for because I didn't recognized her. Yeah, well shit. I'm lucky that I've never told her that my twin sister and I aren't identical. As a twin I have had many similar types of these experiences. Once I almost got fired because my boss ran into my twin and my twin told him to go fuck himself when he asked why I wasn't at work. My twin and I each had 2 jobs in high school. At the end of the day, a guy came into the restaurant where I worked and was like, "How many jobs do you have?" Exclamation mark. He's seen each of us at both of our jobs that day. My mother is a twin. She and her sister both worked at the same hospital in different departments for a time. She used to say it was hilarious to watch staff see one, and then the other and just stop and stare. Like full on. "Weren't you just down in the or? And did you leave the kitchen?" And then, in would walk my aunt and people's minds would just record scratch. My twin brother always runs into PPNO, but he can't ever remember if he knows them or not, so to avoid him telling someone he knows "I think you know my twin" and them responding with "No I know you," he'll just say hi back and act like he's in a hurry and go. Then the next time I see them they are always like, "Why were you so rude last time I saw you?" Today I fucked up by slapping an ass. This is truly the most horrifying thing I've ever experienced. I have been stabbed once before, and I have fonder memories of that day than this one. So I went shopping with my girlfriend earlier in the day, just a little shop around as it goes. We split up shortly after getting in so she could get her vegetables and couscous and I could get my energy drinks and mozzarella sticks. She then completely disappeared into thin air. I then spent ages, about 10 minutes, looking for her, going up and down the center aisle trying to spot her. After much stress and almost resorting to asking the staff to call her over the loudspeaker, I then spot her with her distinctive red hair and green patch jacket, browsing the frozen section. It seems she has her back to me, but no matter. I seize the opportunity while I have time to strike. It was relatively quiet, so I proceeded to sneak up behind her, get a nice firm smack on the ass and say, "You almost done fuck nugget." I mean there was a full-on echoey connection. That sound haunts me. Then this woman, who is most definitely not my girlfriend, turns around, looks at me in absolute shock and just says, "Can I help you?" After much babbling, sweating and almost shitting my pants, I explain the situation to her and she proceeds to explain it to the manager, which I don't blame her for. After finding my girlfriend, I argued my case with the manager that they're both the same height, with very similar clothes on and the same hairstyle and color. He argued that they had different shoes on. I apologized profusely to the poor woman, and she seemed to take it very well apart from the initial panic of a random stranger doing what I did. I have been struggling to sleep because I can't stop thinking about it, and how I want to tear my own face off. I have made many fuck-ups in my life, but holy shit, I think this one will top the list. I'm sorry Asda lady. TL, drive. I slapped a random woman's ass in Asda because she looked nearly identical to my girlfriend from behind. Edits for FAQs. 1. Consent. Me and my girlfriend have been together for 6 years. We're very much comfortable with embarrassing each other in public. I can assure you, I have her consent to smack her ass whenever she sneaks up on me and sticks a finger in my bum when we're shopping. It's just banter between us. We ask people at tills for extra wide tampons and extra small condoms to try and wind each other up. Without her consent and willingness to play alongside me, I wouldn't dare. 2. Reaction. The woman was very understanding, and I'm grateful she allowed me to explain and prove I wasn't lying. God bless her. 3. Manager. I understand him questioning and getting involved. At the end of the day, I'm not oblivious to the fact that people get sexually assaulted at an alarming frequency. He was just making sure I was being legit with my explanation. The shoes comment did make me laugh though. 4. Shoes. My girlfriend works in a small shoe store, and gets a new pair every 2 weeks with her uniform allowance. I can remember what her staple shoes look like, but I could never remember all of the 30 to 40 pairs she owns. I only own 2 pairs and I forget what they look like most of the time. 5. Asda. Asda is a supermarket chain in the UK and Europe. 6. Contact. If you've been in an Asda, you'll know that for whatever reason, the signal tends to drop off. Therefore I couldn't contact her via phone. My reasoning for considering using the loudspeaker was A, to hopefully embarrass her a bit, B, I didn't know what else to do. Lamau, didn't have a car to go back to and wait. 7. Fuck nugget. We just have weird names for each other. I'm usually Disco Dildo. I'm epileptic. I try and spice it up and call her whatever comes to mind. We're both okay with it. It's not hostile by any means. Thank you for all the kind comments and reassurance. I'm still mortified. but have come to terms with it slightly better after getting to sleep. I'm glad I'm not alone in this situation. Thank you for sharing your stories. I'd cry, but the whole their shoes are different part of the story just makes me laugh harder. Hope this becomes something you can laugh about soon. Haha, yeah. I imagine him explaining it all in a frenzied panic for several minutes, and the manager just listens, waits until he finishes, and then says their shoes are different. Brutal. Happened to me once, but I was on the receiving end of a full-on, double-handed bum squeeze. Some girl thought I was her boyfriend in the mall. By random coincidence out I was her lab instructor. The next class was a little awkward. I held someone's hand, same coat and hat on, and had a mask covering what should have been my boyfriend's beard because we were in a shop. I skipped up behind him and slipped my hand into his and hugged him. A very confused man looked down at me and went, hello? The shame, the apologetic babbling. Oh god, it's all coming back. This was several years ago. My BF and I were in the mall and were browsing Spencer's. He wandered off. A few minutes later I saw a guy that looked just like him, similar generic hoodie and hat, similar height. I went up to him, wrapped my arms around his neck, laid my head on his shoulder and said I love you, before realizing it wasn't my BF. I was too embarrassed to even apologize or explain. I just ran away and left the mall and called my BF lol. Ah yes, shoes. When I want to identify a person I always look at their shoes to see if they're my GF or not. God, I almost did this. Saw a large bearded man with tattoos on the same arm as my husband. Proceeded to run down the aisle to slap his ass. Saw it wasn't my husband, got awkward and just sprinted past this dude. Today I fucked up by kidnapping a toddler. Okay, so the headline is a bit misleading since there are a lot of mitigating circumstances and a very rational explanation for the incident. I'm a mother of 3 going shopping with my husband and kids. My youngest is sitting in the shopping cart and the 2 older behaved good and for once wasn't running around being a nuisance to me and everyone else. I spot the stuff I wanted on a shelf, let go of the cart and start to rummage through the shelves. My kids, minus the one in the cart, find some cereal they wanted and starts to roam around a bit. When I found the brand I was looking for I turned around, grabbed the cart and went down the lane. My husband trailed after. After 2 or 3 more aisles I suddenly realized that he is pushing the cart with our youngest kid in it. I look down at my own cart and a completely unknown toddler looks up at me looking a bit bewildered. I must have moved a bit when looking through the products and taken the wrong cart when I finally turned around. Backtracking our way we meet the frantic mother that luckily was understanding, saying she had almost done the same at another occasion. So my kidnapping career was short and had a happy ending, but I still cringe when I think about it. TL, doctor, never get distracted at a supermarket since it may lead to accidental kidnapping. Edit, no editing was done to this text. So many have commented on my spelling mistakes though. Most have been friendly, but someone wrote that I shouldn't have reproduced since I couldn't spell. So I thought I had to add that I speak 9 languages, some fluently and some a bit half-assed, of which English was the 4th language I learned. Some spelling issues are to be expected. Have a good day and do not kidnap any toddlers.